in McMullen. As college students, all of us have had some experience with a manager, whether it's in the workplace, in the IT department here at SAU, or when the last time you were at Applebee's and you had to send your food back for the second time. This leads me to my question. How many of you have ever dealt with a bad manager before? I have. This guy's name was John Smith. He had a really bad habit of coming to work, going to sleep. He did this because he was up late the night before, drinking. And he came to work, that's where he caught up on his sleep. It's made it very difficult to get a hold of him when I had to find a question, because he wouldn't just fall asleep in his office. He'd go hide somewhere so nobody would find him. They're sleeping during the day, so it was quite the issue being one of his employees. For you to better understand what a good manager is, I will define 2 traits that are necessary for a manager. So what is a good manager? According to Sean Kennedy, who has an MBA, a manager is an expert in his or her field and is a support system for the employees. In other words, a manager is a person within a business that leads, organizes, and listens to others in an effort to complete goals and tasks. First trait I would like to describe is time management. Time management is a skill that people have that allows them to complete tasks on time, effectively, and efficiently. An example of time management is setting enough time aside to complete your homework before it is due. As college students, many of you may know what it is like to start writing a speech at midnight the night before it's due. That's a really poor example of time management. The second skill I will discuss is listening skills. Listening skills are traits that managers must have in order to understand what others are saying when they're speaking to them, and not only what they're saying, but what they actually mean by what they're saying to you. They have to interpret it the way it was meant to be heard. An example of good listening skills is when listeners give their full attention. I apologize, I was on the last slide. All of you in this room are either guilty of or have been on the receiving end of hanging out with your friends, and while they're speaking to you, you're over here doing this, texting on your phone. It happens in the world today, and that is also a very bad example of listening skills, such as texting in class instead of listening to your teacher. Today I defined what a manager is and explained 2 of the key traits that a good manager must have to be effective in the workplace. My hope for all of you is that you now have some idea what a good manager is and what a good manager is not. Former President Ronald Reagan once said, "Surround yourself with the best people you can find. Delegate authority and don't interfere as long as the policies you've decided upon are being carried out." Thank you.